Listen,
Yeah.
you just had a crush. It's okay to have a crush sometimes.
You'll get over the crush.
And you'll always think, what could have been? But take this. This is what I would say to anybody who has had a crush and feels like they've missed their opportunity. The next time you have a crush, because you will have another one, just do what you wish you would have done this time.
I know it hurts. I'm sorry. This is not your fault. All right, you came to the right place, you ding dong. It's called communication, baby.
Welcome to The Crunch, the only podcast that you can find at the club. It's your boy, Ethan.
And I'm Patrick, and I don't like the context of that joke. Welcome to Dr. Ethan's Dating Corner, a special edition of the Crunch Catholic Podcast, where we answer your questions because you're down bad. If you have a dating question that you would like to submit to us, please go to bit.ly/crunchdiscord and put it in the Dating Corner channel, and we'll answer it likely on next week's episode. You also will probably get answered immediately. Ethan was talking about how on the Catholicism subreddit, someone posted
Tell me
about
you
how
wouldn't go to the club with me. Tell me right now.
I would go to a club with you. I've been to a club with you, not one of these clubs.
Which club did we go to together? Which club?
Did you go clubbing with us in Indianapolis?
No, I don't think I did.
You didn't? Oh,
No.
never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't go clubbing with you.
Dude,
then.
I missed out on the TikTok Riz party of Seek 2017.
It was a Musical.ly dance party back then, but yeah.
Oh, dude.
No, we went to this club called the Patron Saint. I told you about this.
I don't remember.
And we left because it was like it was very sacrilegious. We went in and the vibe was kind of off. Like they had statues of saints behind the bar, and we're like, all right, whatever, that's fine. It's like that's not inherently bad.
Sure.
When we walked into like the side lounge and we looked up and there was a Ouija board on the ceiling, we were like, time to go home.
Get out of here.
Time to go home. But I got to talk about Saint Therese of Lisieux with someone at the Patron bar. So
it was the Patron bar.
It was the patron saint, but it was like the Patron saint. They were kind of like, yeah.
That's clever. And the Ouija board.
I don't
was
think
kind
it's
of like
clever
a Ouija
because that
board.
word that's just what the word means. Like it's not like that.
It's
clever.
not. You
Anyway,
just took the word patron and you put it in Spanish.
like you just took the word patron and like that's what the alcohol is named after. So
yes,
it'd be
it's
like
we're not a taco.
this is the
we're not a
Bullet
taco
Bourbon bar.
We're not a taco bar. We're a taco bar.
So this guy found himself at a strip club, different kind of club, and he's over the weekend. We found this on Catholicism subreddit, a wealth of content. And he goes, I found myself at a strip club. I had some drinks. I don't know what sins I committed. I'm curious as to what sins I committed. For some reason, I can't pinpoint any. I'm going to confess I went to an adult club and got no, call it what it is, coward.
An adult
Confess
club.
your sins. Yeah. Adult club. And anyway.
I hope it wasn't a child strip club.
I know, right?
That would be bad.
If that's even the right way to put it, I'd imagine this is at least, if not equivalent to watching porn. Yeah, that's the weird thing about
you took porn outside, bro.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's like let's not try to weigh the relative merits of a strip club versus pornography.
Yeah. It's funny. Are we in such a state as a church where we have to outsource our examination of conscience? This guy is just so like,
sad.
Here's my situation. Tell me the sins that I committed so that I don't have to think about it. I'm not sorry. This guy's probably struggling in a lot of different ways and needs some prayers. But
he's
it's
succumbed
just funny.
to temptations.
Yes,
he wanted to be on the in crowd.
Yeah, that's okay. How about a question from one of our listeners that surely is not as salacious?
Help. I don't know. The one last week is pretty crazy.
Hey.
Help. I've decided to break up with my girlfriend. The problem is we are going to a mutual friend's wedding this weekend. We're both assisting in the wedding mass, so we'll probably both be there. However, I feel like doing it after the wedding is waiting too long. Now that I've made up my mind, I don't want to chicken out of it. What do I do? You got to break up before the wedding.
Oh, I disagree. I think you should.
You
Just
disagree, dude?
Break
You can't go to a wedding with a girl and then break up with her afterwards.
It depends on what the jobs are, right? So if you're an usher, you can take her to her seat and then break up with her as she sits down,
bro.
And then you're done. You're home free. You can just focus on the most important thing, which is ushering at this wedding. And you can take all of the thoughts out of your mind. Or maybe you like bring the gifts up together, right? As soon as you like bow and you turn back around, it's like, I'm breaking up with you.
I think it's over. I thought you were gonna go break up with her after the wedding, but you want to break up with her during the wedding.
Or if you're like a lector, right? And like you walk, and she's the one that's right after you. It's like she's the cantor, so you walk up and you like bow at the same time because you're leaving and she's coming up onto the altar. You say, "I'm breaking up with you," and then she has to sing a psalm, knowing that you've just broken up with her, and you get to go sit down.
She just switches to Psalm 88.
Yeah, no matter what. If you can find out a way to do it during the mass, that would be the best. Because there's so much going on. You know, she'll stop thinking about it.
Reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind, but I'm not. We're through. Just from the ambo. Just give it to her.
Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. Becky, I'm done with you.
I'm done. It's over.
No, I'm
not even cleverly working it in.
No, they're just like husbands love your wives as Christ loves the church. I'm breaking up with my girlfriend. I am breaking up with my girl. Just
oh, bro, that's hard. Yeah, no, you gotta.
I would
break
wait
up with
till
this girl before.
I would wait till after, personally.
Oh, dude, I'm so serious. You can't.
Oh,
because
actually,
she's gonna be going to the wedding.
Because then
she's gonna be going to the wedding. You have to dance with her.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about
dancing
the dance.
at a wedding.
Oh, and you miss out on the opportunity to meet a bunch of other young, fit birds if you don't break up with her before the wedding.
You should probably break up with her before the wedding.
As long as you don't have any qualms about dancing with other women while your ex-girlfriend is right, within earshot,
like right there. Yeah,
I think just break up with her, and then maybe there's another bridesmaid. You know, maybe you can orchestrate something. Maybe you can go to the groom and be like, listen, I had to end it with Bex, but what if I walked down the aisle with this girl instead? What if we switched? And then you strike up a relationship with her, and then Becky's behind you and she's daggers in the back of your head, but you're so free. You are so free. Imagine that. Yeah, it's huge. I agree with you. I was going to say delay for the sake of the social event, but I think it's better to...
The social event is important, and every woman ever with their significant other at a wedding is thinking about marrying
Oh, that's so true.
Every single one.
Oh, my gosh. Because you have to sit next to her, and then they do the vows. Oh, and then she's going to look over. She's going to grab your hand, and she's going to look over at you. You can't. I take it all back. Everything that I said before, delete. I was not thinking this through. I was thinking about this purely from like a practical standpoint. There's so much more going on here.
You were thinking of it like a man, not like a woman.
Yeah, and thank goodness that you're here because you do that for me. But you got to break up with her. You got to break up with her tonight. When you hear this, to break up with her.
You got to do it.
You got to do it. This is too high of a risk scenario that you get sucked back in, and you got to get out.
Because if you're like thinking about breaking up with her later, and she's all like lovey-dovey, big gooey eyes at you, and you're off, she's gonna know.
Oh,
I don't think you're a good enough
she'll
actor.
know, and that'll make it even worse for her.
It'll make it even worse. She'll be like, something's off. I'm worried he's gonna break up with me, and then you do, and she's like, I knew it.
Yes. And it's so fun to go to a wedding as a single guy because you can drink as much as you want. You can have the boys bring you home, right?
I am sad. The wedding that I'm going to this weekend, I am very sad. They didn't allow kids at the wedding.
So why'd you go?
So, well, it's my cousin, and so it's like a very close family.
No.
And so, I'm going, and that is the nice piece is that I do get to drink as much as I want, which is nice.
That is, yeah. I have multiple weddings this summer, and I think hopefully for my brother's wedding, we're gonna figure out a way to get Peter a babysitter so that we can just because the reception's at a hotel, so if we can figure out a way to get Peter asleep in the hotel room and then a babysitter just to hang out up there with him, and then I can find my way to the 5th floor regardless of how much I've had to drink, so I'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
but it's just a matter of, I think there's like a shuttle, so I have to make my way to the shuttle and then from the shuttle to the elevator, which I think I can do.
I think we got it.
No matter what.
I am very excited. My mom got us all, like, we're all traveling there together, and so she got us a big old van.
Oh.
And she was like, so it's gonna be me and Nick in the van, dude. He brought his girlfriend though, so
no,
I know.
Way to harsh the vibe, Nick.
I know, but so we're gonna be in the. My mom was like, it's gonna be in downtown Pittsburgh. I hope like there's gonna be enough parking. I'm like, not my problem. I'm in the back of the van. I got sunglasses. I got the tie around my head. I'm wearing.
It's funny. I envision you in the back with like your Apple Vision Pro on, just like vibing in the back of the van, not a care in the world, watching a Kenny Chesney music video, just chilling.
Dude, it would be so funny to show up to someone's wedding with Vision Pros on.
And you're there. You're like playing a game. You're just dodging. Your involuntary head reactions. You fall out of your seat.
I'm actually watching my own wedding video over your wedding.
That'd be so funny.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
From Grilled Cheeses. Y'all think I should start going to events at another Newman Center closer to me to meet new people? I don't go to this university, but it's 15 minutes away compared to the university I'm enrolled at, which is an hour away. I'm not in a rush to date. But where I go, options are limited, and I went on dates, so I can't say I didn't try. I talked about it with my friends and my sister, who does I talked about it with my friends and sister who went to this university, and it's basically Cane's, slim pickings. I don't know what that means. Is that a Raising Cane's reference?
I think so.
Okay. Pretty much all you can get is a Caniac combo. Thanks, y'all.
Nice. So is the Caniac combo at the new Newman Center or the old Newman Center?
I think the new Newman Center is the green grass on the other side that's closer, and his university is an hour away.
Yeah.
So he's commuting.
Why don't you just transfer to the school that's 15 minutes from you, first of all? Second of all, there's, as someone who worked at a Newman Center, it was never that weird when people from other schools came, as long as they just became like a regular part of the community. Like, it's weird when you come every once in a while, and then it's like, oh, he goes to Oral Roberts, and he's here now, and this is the Tulsa Newman Center. But if you're like there all the time, it's like, oh yeah, he's an ORU student, but he's here all the time, and he studies here, and like he takes his classes here, and he goes to all the things with us. Like, you kind of have to commit if you're going to switch Newman Centers. You have to be a part of the community, or else it will feel weird to you. So that would be my encouragement, is like, don't just go to a couple of events to feel it out. Like, go there to study, go there to hang out during the day when you don't have anything else to do, because that's when the other students are at the center. Like, they're there in between classes, they're there eating meals together, they're there for Bible study. So if you just go for the Tuesday night events once every couple of weeks, then you'll feel out of place still, and you'll be like, this isn't for me.
It's kind of contrary, because you would feel like going for the events would be the key, but it's showing up and sitting down and doing. I've gone to Newman Centers before, and when there's no one, nothing's going on, and people walk up to you, they're like, oh, hey, who are you? Like, welcome. And they're very welcoming and kind.
Right.
Whereas like at an event, it's very much like, okay, cool, there's a new person here, awesome, what's up, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends,
right? Because the event is like big and you're doing something and something's going on, so it's actually harder to meet people than if you just showed up. It's like, oh, I'm studying computer science at State University, and I thought I would come here to City University, and oh, you're studying the same thing as me, no way. And then it just is like pretty simple.
You want to go get drinks later?
You want to go get drinks? Do you want to hit the pen with me in the parking lot? I said that in a work meeting today. We were talking about different things that we could use to attract like donors, different products, and they're like, we don't want to do like branded USBs or branded pens. I'm like, what if we combined them, sent out a vape? And everybody thought that was pretty funny. I kind of kill in my work meeting.
That's really good.
Lie. Yeah.
Dude, everybody loves a good branded pen though. All right.
100%. That's your advice. Stick to it. You got this.
Ethan, I'm upset with you.
What did I do?
You got a free book in the mail, and then you read me the back of it, and I wanted to read it, but I don't have it.
Oh, just another way that I'm smarter than you and have more books.
Thank you.
And
We have
I'm
a
more
sponsor. We have an author sponsored our podcast. A friend of Ethan wrote a book.
His name is Alec Molly, and his book Out of Suns. You can find it on Amazon.com. Look up Out of Suns by Alec Molly. And I did get it in the mail, and you didn't. And I think that's just because intuitively people know that I read and you don't.
That is the reputation
Probably.
that I've developed for myself as someone who doesn't read. Ew, yucky.
Yeah, and you definitely don't read books about two brothers that are going across the country together and wrestling with their faith in God and growing in friendship, all because of a woman. That's not the type of thing that you.
You read the back cover, and I am a sucker for these kinds of like journey to a destination and like a subversion of the expectation. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, like a big transformative experience. You read that to me, and I was like, I love it. Also, I love stories about love, not working out, and guys it's good.
This is a story written by a young man trying to deal with the modern world for young men. Like he's told me this is the book that he wished he would have had when he was in college, getting ready to marry his wife and all of these things going into grad school. So read Out of Suns. It's aimed at the boys, but I think the ladies could also benefit a lot from this book. If you got a boy in your life, go to Amazon.com, look up Out of Suns by Alec Molly, buy it. And there's no way to tell him that we sent you, but I think he will know because there's tons of orders coming in because you're all going to buy it. Patrick.
He'll know in his heart.
Yes. And maybe one day you'll learn how to read.
Thanks, Alec Molly. That's Mally.
Mally.
Alec. Mally.
Alecmally.
Yes. Look up Alec Molly on Amazon. Thank you, Alec, for sponsoring this episode of The Crunch.
Back to the episode.
Anonymous, please. This is a past scenario for me, but I don't know if I did the best move, so the boys can weigh in.
Doesn't matter.
All right. I was asked by a gentleman. No, I want to judge her.
Okay.
I was asked by a gentleman if I wanted to get coffee. Now, one of the key rules that people repeat when it comes to dating is the guy should use the word date when asking, and he did not. And it seemed stupid to fully discount him because of that, so I said yes, and then I asked him about why he was asking me to avoid the dreaded both wallets out, wait, this is a date. And he said he wants to get to know me better. But my question is more to do with if I should have asked that or followed up or said anything else. I think it's worth pointing out that I asked after I'd already said yes, so it wasn't as if he had to like give the right answer for me to agree. That's not necessarily true. He could have, never mind. I feel like it's said a lot that guys should be clear, but when they aren't, what do we do, etc. What do girls do when guys aren't clear?
You just have to demand clarity. You asked a question that still left it up to interpretation. If you wanted to know whether or not it was a date, then you say, is this a date?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's up to the guy to say it, right? Like, I would like to take you on a date with me now, please. But if he asks you out and you don't understand and he didn't say the magic word, it's not like that it's impossible now to figure that out. You know, like you can just ask him, like, you just want to be friends, or are you asking me out on a date? And that's like a perfectly reasonable question.
Oh yeah.
If he just wants to be friends, then he definitely doesn't want you to think that it's a date. And if he does want it to be a date, then he's glad that you're clarifying, because then you guys are both on the same terms. So
she is right though that bro is gonna hedge. You know, you're gonna ask that question, and he's like not gonna give you most guys will just not give you a straight answer. The guy that wouldn't have said it was a date to begin with, to be like, yeah, I was thinking we could just like get to know each other a little better, talk about each other's families, hold hands,
make out in the parking lot.
But you don't actually have feelings for me. What'd you say?
I said hit the pen.
Nice. This is like a classic. You know, it's too many words to answer the question.
Right.
I used to do this in my job. Is this an advertising meeting? Yes. Yeah, and then it's like much easier for the other person to say yes or no, and it's fine. You know, it's like this is a sales call. Yeah, we're doing a sales.
I'm here
thing.
to sell you
something.
something.
I'm selling a thing. Do you want that thing? We'll find out tomorrow. It's same thing with dating. It's like, yeah, I'm interested in you romantically. Cool. Oh, I'm not. No, man. Well,
when I see you walk by, my heart goes aflutter, and I would like to explore that further, please. Now, thank you. yeah, just if a guy doesn't say it, it's not over, ladies. You can also ask, and it's not, you're not failing your Christian duty as a woman to be receptive. Whoever started that freaking
you guys
is so.
You gotta go on the video component, the visual component of this podcast, and look at the face he made when he said that. We're at minute marker like 17:30, a little bit.
Yeah.
Go find. He was so no. You're totally right. I remember when I was talking about that when I was a freshman in college with someone who like studied John Paul II and like femininity and masculinity. And I was like, because like masculinity is active and femininity is receptive. And she was like, that's not completely true. And I was like, really? And she explained it all. I was like, oh, huh. Yeah, I guess that is kind of overly simplistic. But those little overly simplistic things bake into our understanding. And then we kind of use the oversimplification to come up with other principles. Don't do it.
The problem is that the dating talks that you heard in high school and everything that you've learned is for the people who are at 0 to get them to 75, right? And the problem is that the guys who are asking you out are at 80, and you are applying advice that is not for them. Like, these are guys who go to church, who are not sleeping around, who aren't partying and all these, like trying to take advantage of women. They aren't incels. They're just guys. And like, you're trying to get them to be chivalrous when it's like compared to the guys that are at 0, they are,
Yes.
And so it's like, guys need to initiate. He is initiating to the best of his ability. Mm-hmm. So just because he didn't say the magic word doesn't mean that you should give up, or call it off. And the same thing with women. It's like, there are women out there who are not receptive at all, and who, for whatever reason, either a deficit or an excess. And so that's to get them up to 75. But you asking this question, you're probably at an 80, 85. So it's okay to be a little bit active. We're human beings. We are not like rules established by Sarah Swafford in 2014. We can be different.
Yes.
This is not a dig at Sarah Swafford. It's just,
no,
I've heard too much. So.
Oh boy. Yeah. No, fair.
I don't have anything else to say.
No, that's good. I think I'm glad that we answered that question, because I think it bears repeating. The rules are fake. After you learn the rules, you guys don't realize how low the bar is. Phoebe and I were talking about this today.
Yes, for everything.
My friend went to lunch with a bunch of folks, business contacts, not his usual Catholic circle.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, one of the guys was talking about like getting blackout drunk and driving home and going to a strip club, and he was like, this is just so far. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this story. It's very anonymous, but the first thing that one of the guys said to him was, hey, can you like tune up my you do electrical stuff, can you tune up my doll? It took me a second to figure out what he was talking about, but I was like,
ew.
Huh? The first thing you say when you meet someone? That's crazy.
Ew.
And I know. And I was talking to Phoebe about it. She was like, the bar is on the floor. She was like, I'm so happy I have a husband that like respects me. And I'm like, don't even say that, because like that's just the bare minimum.
Just install something that shocks him when he uses it.
That's what he said. That's what he was like. The best thing he's like, I could put some wires in there, but I'm not going to guarantee results.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna guarantee you're not gonna get electrocuted.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune you up, bro. I'm gonna tune you up to Christ, brother.
So this is the bar that like kids that the Jason Everett and Sarah Swafford talks are being given to a room full of people that half of them are watching television shows and listening to music that glorifies those activities
during the talk.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
And so. You are applying that advice to yourself. You and the people you're talking to are far and away above that kind of advice. It's time to switch to some more mature advice from Dr. Ethan. All right. I've drawn that on long enough. Let's go to the last question.
Yes.
This one comes from someone who said no need to say my name, and I'm glad I read that before I said the name.
No name.
I have a dating adjacent question.
Okay.
I think this is a thing in some chronically online spaces. But am I crazy for noticing an uptick in men calling women they want to date females? Heck, just the other day, I stumbled across the reviews for an app that shall not be named.
Uh-huh.
And there was a gal complaining about the lack of males on the app. I don't know if this is Reddit speak, breaking containment, or some kind of way to own the libs on gender things, or are kids these days just weird? Have you noticed this? People referring to people as females and males?
It's probably began in a right-wing coded thing, but I don't think it's like, I mean, what's wrong with this? It's probably just millennials. The same people who call people humans are probably calling people males and females.
I think it's one of those things that has crossed boundaries, but my first interaction with it is much like most slang words. It's co-opted ebonics.
Yeah.
The only time I ever heard a person refer to women as females was my friend from Steubenville, who would talk about these females. She's a black woman, and so she would refer to them as these females. And so I've heard that before. Yeah, but it does sound like you could use it in the cringy millennial way, like be a good human and pick up your trash. Like something like that. Like be a good female. I don't really know if I could hear. I don't think that sounds right. Be a good female. Pick up your trash.
I saw a tweet today that was like Ludwig was doing a speed running event, and all the speed runners in his event were men, and someone quote tweeted him, and it was like, "Why aren't there any females?" And then someone responded to her and said, "Could you please use the term woman instead of female?" And I'm like, so I'm lost.
So
like, I don't know. So the liberal person responding to the liberal person had another liberal person responding to them, and they all had different thoughts on what to say and what to do. And I'm just, I love it
so much.
I think you, question asker, you might be reading into it a little bit too much. I don't think because someone says female that they're automatically an incel or a Redditor. And I don't think that because someone says male, they're automatically anything. I think if someone calls someone a femoid or a foid, you might see this on Twitter. FOID, foid, is sort of a...
that's 4channy, yeah.
It's a bit more frog than the other things. So it goes in that direction, but I think it's just another way to say women, men, ladies, fellas.
Yeah.
Like it's females, males. It doesn't feel that. It's a bit more clinical. It's like not what I would say. It's like, where are the males at? Ugh. I think it's funny to say when you're... when it's funny to say where the female's at. That's just like a funny phrase.
That's a funny thing to say.
It's just a funny thing to say.
Oh, what's up, my mammals? That's funny. I saw that.
So no, I wouldn't be too concerned. I wouldn't say that anyone is in bad taste using those types of things.
I think we're fine.
I think we're fine here. Let's come up with some other words that we can use to describe women that are unsavory. No. I like it when I can make Patrick laugh in his little staccato laugh.
That's funny.
I know. I like it. Yeah, I don't know much else to say. Are we out of questions? Is that the whole thing?
Oh yeah, that's it. We're done.
That's the whole thing for the week. We're at about time.
Yeah, we can do a Reddit one if you want.
Do you have one pulled up?
I saw quite a few the other day.
Yeah.
The street team.
The street team, dude.
I forgot to bring it up on the main show.
Did you like it when the street team got deployed this week?
The street team got deployed today.
Tell them about the street team. Tell them about the street team.
The street team is whenever someone mentions podcasts, Catholic podcasts on Twitter or Discord or Reddit, the Crunch street team activates and mentions the Crunch. And someone did it today, and a bunch of Crunchers went in, and it was amazing, and I loved it. Yes. And I want everyone to join the Crunch street team.
Well, the way that you can get notified about how to be deployed on the Crunch street team is by going to patreon.com/thecrunch, We're currently on our road to 200 patrons. We have 120 patrons, or 116 patrons as of this recording. We're trying to get to 120. I'd love to blow by it. So if you think my advice is good and you think Patrick does a good job at reading the questions to me, go to patreon.com/thecrunch. Join at $10 a month and you'll get a bonus episode every week. Did you find a Reddit question?
I need help moving on. I worked at a Catholic summer camp for a week and a half. A few days ago, I came home to be with my family because my mental health was struggling. When I worked there, I met a girl who was the most attractive person I've ever seen.
Dude,
to my taste,
average guy experience.
Average guy at camp. I know love isn't all about physical appearances, but she made my heart melt. If I had some sort of human designer to make the most attractive girl I could, it would look exactly like her. I had gotten to know her a little bit, but not very much. Now I'm gone, and I'll never see her again. I'm wondering how I can move on and comfortably meet new people. I don't want to compare every girl to her in my mind. I want to stop grieving over losing the opportunity. Dude, it was a week and a half.
It was a week and a half?
It was a week and a half.
Oh, if I had access to God's version of Microsoft Paint, I would just make this girl. I would put all of her shapes right in front of me.
She lives far away. We never exchanged information. I did not ask her out. Oh, man.
Dude. No.
Bro.
I feel bad laughing at this guy. But come on, man. Come on. Is there more?
No, he posted the same thing in dating advice and
listen.
Yeah.
You just had a crush. It's okay to have a crush sometimes.
You'll get over the crush.
And you'll always think, what could have been? But take this. This is what I would say to anybody who has had a crush and feels like they've missed their opportunity. The next time you have a crush, because you will have another one, just do what you wish you would have done this time. Right? So this time, I wish I would have exchanged information with her. I wish I would have talked to her. I wish I would have asked her out. But now she's gone. I'm never going to see her again. Okay. Fine. You know, there are lots of women. I've had crushes on lots of girls in my life. I married one of them. Like, there's lots of people out there, whether you're a guy or a gal, that will make your heart melt, that will make you feel these things, that will get you obsessively looking at their Facebook to try and figure out which photos they have public so you can find the most attractive one to show to your friends. You're gonna have this until you get married. And when you find the next one, just act differently, right? Like, if you've learned something. You've learned what not to do. So the next time you have a crush, presumably when you go to college, because this is probably a high schooler, when you go to college and you meet and you have a crush.
He worked at the summer camp.
Oh, he worked at the summer camp. Okay.
Do high schoolers work at summer camps? Sometimes they do.
For the little kids.
Yeah.
But when you go to college or whatever and you have a crush, just ask her out. The feeling of getting rejected from asking out your crush will feel better than the feeling of your crush leaving and you never being able to talk to her ever again because you were too scared to exchange information.
He's very into Pikmin.
Stop playing Pikmin.
I went on his posts and he's very into Pikmin and Monsters University, it appears.
Okay. Some other advice maybe would be to get different hobbies.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many other Pixar movies that you can get into.
Yeah, Monsters University?
Did you know that Kevin
That's
Spacey
how you know he's young.
Was the voice of Hopper in A Bug's Life?
Bro.
I did not know
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for us. Patreon.com/thecrunch. The road to 200 patrons by the end of 2024. You can join us. $10 a month and up. You get a bonus podcast. We've had a few people join. They're active in the Discord. It's kind of been crazy. The number of people that have joined Patreon that have then jumped in and they've started to become just fully integrated into the Patreon community, which has been really, really cool to see.
Huge. It's huge.
Because we've got a vibrant and there are some inside jokes and references and a culture that's kind of its own on the Patreon side of the Discord, which is really, really neat to see. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want to get a bonus episode every week and access to all of our other 75 bonus episodes, go to patreon.com/thecrunch. Patrick, do you have anything else for the people?
I take it back. Don't give up Pikmin. You should make it a thing. Figure out how to work it in as an inside joke, and then Pikmin become your thing together. And then you send each other little Pikmin. And then she's not weirded out by the little Pikmin shrine that I saw. He had a Pikmin shrine. Oh. He was calling it a shrine.
Thank you all for listening. Please pray for us. Oh, wow, I got the hiccups. We'll be praying for you, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.